passion is number one. Inspiring leaders are also visionary. A vision is not a mission statement, okay? It's a lot different. A vision is a picture of a better world made possible by your idea, your project, your department, your company. And a vision can change. There should be a company vision, but there also should be a vision on the department level or on a project level. It's sort of a roadmap that tells me where you're heading. Marcus Buckingham is a famous author, and he said, a leader succeeds only when they have a vision, a way to make people excited and confident about what comes next. You know, a lot of people forget that when man landed on the moon in 1969, it was actually the culmination of a vision, a bold vision first articulated by John Kennedy in 1961, that we're going to land a man on the moon by the end of the decade and we'll return him safely to Earth. You know, if John Kennedy had a Twitter account back then, his vision would have fit in a Twitter post. It was concise, it was bold, it was specific. We're going to land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth by the end of the decade. So he actually set a deadline to it. So concise, bold, specific, and consistently communicated. A vision can inspire people. This woman is Wendy Kopp, somebody else who I've interviewed for some of my articles in the past. Very inspiring leader. She started Teach for America, but she was inspired herself by Kennedy's moonshot vision. So when she was an undergraduate at Princeton, she came up with her own moonshot, which was to reduce educational inequities. So again, everything starts with a vision. 20 years after Wendy Kopp articulated that vision as an undergraduate in college, 25,000 young men and women have gone through the program Teach for America, teaching in underprivileged and underserviced areas of our country. But again, it's all a vision that kept her going. A vision gives you direction. So as an employee or a colleague of yours, I expect some sort of vision for where I'm going. Let's go back to Steve Jobs, because I've written a lot about Steve Jobs, classic American entrepreneur. Even when they worked out of Steve Jobs' parents' house, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs had a vision for where they wanted to take the computer industry. And that vision was to put a computer in the hands of everyday people. So it doesn't matter to me whether you're working in a garage or a cubicle or the corner office. Everybody needs a vision. You need to communicate a concise, clear, bold, and specific vision for where you want to take your company, where you want to take your department. I also think that it's very important because a vision sometimes helps you see things that other people may have missed. In 1979, and some of you may know this story, Steve Jobs was touring the Xerox facility in Palo Alto, California, and he came across a graphical user interface. Imagine that. People were interacting with computers via colorful icons on the screen or something called a mouse. Well, Steve Jobs said something very interesting. Now, this was by Xerox was researching this technology at the time. Steve Jobs said that two people can see the same thing but interpret it differently based on their vision. Xerox, he said, could have dominated the entire computer industry, but they did not. Why? Because their vision was limited to making a new Xerox copy machine. Instead, his vision was focused on creating a tool that everyday Americans, that everyday people around the world could use to move society forward. So two people, again, can see the same thing and yet interpret it differently based on vision. So you need to ask yourself, not only what am I passionate about, but what is my vision? How am I going to move this company? How am I going to move society forward? I think passion, like Bill Strickland said, gives you the fuel to overcome setbacks. Passion is very important to give you energy and excitement and enthusiasm about what you do, and passion is contagious. So I need to see that from you, especially if you're a marketing professional. But where passion gives you energy and fuel, I think it's vision that points the rocket to its ultimate destination.